In the next few minutes, I'm exposing the 12 protein powder brands hiding heavy metals, fake protein counts, and chemical contamination behind fitness marketing and health claims, plus the lab reports that should make you rethink every scoop you've ever taken. And here's the good news. Stick with me until the end because I'll reveal the 5 brands that actually deliver on their purity promises. Let's separate real protein from the toxic powder that's been normalized as health food. Number 12, BSN Synthesix. Starting at number 12, BS Synthesix markets itself as a premium, ultra-premium protein matrix, but the nutrition label tells a very different story. Each serving delivers 22 grams of protein alongside 15 grams of carbohydrates and 6 grams of fat, totaling 200 calories. That means only 44% of the calories in this product actually come from protein. Compare that to a quality whey isolate, where protein accounts for 80 to 90% of calories, and you realize you're paying for a lot of filler. The ingredient list includes sucralose, asulfame potassium, maltodextrin, polydextrose, and multiple artificial flavors. It uses what's called a proprietary protein blend, and this is something you're going to hear a lot throughout this list. A proprietary blend groups multiple ingredients under a single name with only the total weight disclosed. The individual amounts are hidden. Under FDA regulations, ingredients within a blend only need to be listed in descending order by weight, but exact quantities stay secret. So a blend of isolate, concentrate, and hydrolyzate could be 90% cheap concentrate and 1% expensive hydrolyzate, and the label would look exactly the same as if it were the reverse. Consumer Reports did test BSN Synthesix Vanilla and found relatively low lead at about 0.23 micrograms per serving, which is one of the few things going for it. But when nearly half your calories come from carbs and fat rather than protein, and the product is loaded with artificial sweeteners and fillers behind a proprietary blend, you're paying protein powder prices for what's essentially a glorified milkshake mix. Number 11, IsoPure Zero Carb. At number 11, IsoPure markets itself as a clean, zero-carb option, but the reality is more complicated. IsoPure has been listed by ClassAction.org as under investigation for potential amino spiking, and when asked to disclose specific amino acid testing data, the company refused, calling it proprietary information. If your protein count is legitimate, why hide the proof? A separate class action lawsuit alleged deceptive marketing through approximately 30% empty space in opaque containers, making the product appear larger than it actually is. The ingredient list includes sucralose, soy lecithin, and multiple artificial colors in their flavored varieties, including red 40, blue 1, and yellow 5, which are petroleum-derived dyes that serve absolutely no nutritional purpose. Now, the unflavored version did appear on Clean Label Project's Clean 16 list with non-detectable levels of all 4 major heavy metals. But between the amino spiking investigation, the slack fill lawsuit, and the artificial additives in flavored versions, there are too many question marks around this brand for comfort. Number 10, Ghost Whey. Moving to number 10, Ghost has built a massive following through influencer marketing, branded flavor collaborations, and social media hype. But when you strip away the marketing, the product raises concerns. Ghost uses a proprietary blend, which means the exact amounts of whey isolate versus concentrate are hidden from you. The ingredient list is long and includes sucralose, sunflower creamer, natural and artificial flavors, soy lecithin, silicon dioxide, and guar. Their branded collaboration flavors often include additional artificial ingredients to mimic candy and cereal tastes. Independent reviewers have raised questions about possible amino spiking in some Ghost formulations, though this remains unconfirmed. Ghost does not carry NSF certified for sport, informed sport, or any major third-party purity certification. For a premium-priced product that leans heavily on branding and flavor gimmicks, the lack of independent verification is a red flag. When you're paying $45 to $50 per tub, you should be getting more than just a fun label design and an Oreo-flavored marketing campaign. You're paying for the marketing, not necessarily for what's inside the tub. Number 9, Quest Protein. At number 9, Quest Protein's Shaken Chocolate, tested at 161% of Consumer Reports' lead concern level, coming in at roughly 0.8 micrograms of lead per serving. That's well above the daily threshold that Consumer Reports considers safe. When confronted with these results, Quest's spokesperson told Consumer Reports that the lead levels detected are, quote, evidence that their robust food safety programs are working effectively. Read that again. They found lead exceeding safety thresholds and called it evidence their safety programs are working. That response drew widespread criticism from health advocates and toxicologists. Quest products also contain sucralose and cellulose, and for a brand that built its reputation on clean macros and fitness-conscious consumers, the combination of elevated heavy metals and that dismissive response should give any health-conscious buyer serious pause. If a company doesn't take lead, contamination seriously when confronted with lab data, what else are they willing to overlook? But that's not even the most alarming finding in the Consumer Reports study. This next brand is one of the most recognized names in the entire supplement industry. Number 8, Optimum Nutrition Serious Mass. Approaching our top 8, Optimum Nutrition is one of the most trusted names in the industry, but their Serious Mass Gainer has a serious problem. The vanilla flavor, with its massive 340-gram serving size, contained 8.5 micrograms of inorganic arsenic per serving. That's more than double Consumer Reports' concern level of 4.1 micrograms. It was the highest arsenic reading in the entire study. And that's not all. The same product had measurable lead as well. When you're taking in 340 grams of powder in a single serving, you're concentrating whatever contaminants exist in that product to levels that become genuinely concerning. To Optimum Nutrition's credit, their flagship gold standard 100% whey powder and chocolate scored only 56% of Consumer Reports' lead concern level, landing it in the safe for daily use category. But the Serious Mass line is a completely different story, and anyone using it as a daily mass gainer needs to know they're consuming arsenic levels that exceed independent safety thresholds with every serving. Number 7, Orgain Organic Plant-Based. At number 7, Orgain markets itself as organic, clean, and doctor-developed. But laboratory testing tells a different story. Their organic plant-based protein powder in vanilla bean, tested at 143% of Consumer Reports' lead concern level, approximately 0.7 micrograms per serving with a lead concentration of 15 parts per billion. Beyond contamination, Orgain has had 2 FDA recalls. In October 2023, their organic protein powder plus superfoods and creamy chocolate fudge was recalled for undeclared sesame across 4 lots. Then in December 2024, their 30-gram protein organic plant-based powder in chocolate was recalled for undeclared peanut residue. That recall was upgraded to Class 1, which is the highest severity classification the FDA issues, meaning the product posed a reasonable probability of causing serious health consequences. It affected over 6,000 tubs distributed through Costco, Walmart, and Amazon. Orgain also settled a Prop 65 enforcement action for lead content. Between the elevated lead levels, 2 recalls including one at the highest severity, and the Prop 65 settlement, the organic label is doing a lot of heavy lifting to distract from what's actually going on with this brand. Number 6, 6-Star Pro Nutrition. At number 6, 6-Star is the budget protein brand sold at Walmart, and it shares a parent company with MuscleTech, a company called Iovate. That matters because Iovate settled a $2.5 million class action lawsuit for something called amino spiking, which is one of the dirtiest tricks in the supplement industry. Here's how it works. The standard method for measuring protein, the Kjeldahl method, doesn't actually measure protein directly. It measures total nitrogen content. Manufacturers figured out they can add cheap amino acids like glycine and taurine to inflate that nitrogen reading, making a product appear to have far more protein than it actually does. High-quality whey isolate costs $7 to $8 per pound wholesale. Glycine costs a fraction of that. The savings are enormous. That Iovate lawsuit covered multiple brands under its umbrella, including 6-Star Whey Protein Plus, 6-Star Protein Shakes, 6-Star Recovery Protein, and 6-Star Whey Isolate Plus. The class period ran from March 2011 through November 2015, and the settlement required Iovate to modify its testing so that nitrogen from added amino acids, creatine, and other non-protein substances would no longer be counted as protein. In other words, a federal court confirmed that the company was inflating protein counts on its labels. When you're buying the cheapest protein powder on the shelf at Walmart, you're not getting a bargain. You're getting exactly what you're paying for, which is a product from a company that was legally proven to have misrepresented what's in the tub. Number 5, MuscleTech Nitrotech. At number 5, MuscleTech Nitrotech was at the center of that same Iovate protein spiking lawsuit. The settlement covered Nitrotech, Phase 8 Platinum 100% whey, and Platinum 100% ISO whey with maximum payouts of $300 per household. And MuscleTech wasn't the only brand caught. Body Fortress, another budget brand, faced its own class action after their label claimed 30 grams of protein per serving, and independent testing showed only 21.5 grams of actual whey protein, with the remaining 8.5 grams coming from cheap glycine and taurine used as nitrogen fillers. MusclePharm was found to have only 19.4 grams in a product claiming 40. That's a 50% deficit. But the amino spiking scandal isn't even the worst of MuscleTech's history. In 2005, NFL running back Michael Cloud sued MuscleTech after Nitrotech caused him to test positive for the banned steroid nandrolone. Independent lab analysis of the product found undisclosed norandrostenedione and androstenediol, which are steroid precursors that were never listed on the label. Olympic bobsledder Pavel Jovanovic filed a similar complaint, and around 2019, a Paralympian's container of MuscleTech protein was found to contain stanozolol, an anabolic steroid. These aren't minor labeling disputes. These are cases where people's careers were destroyed because undisclosed banned substances were hiding in a protein powder. To be fair, MuscleTech 100% Mass Gainer was actually the only product in Consumer Reports' entire 2025 study with no detectable lead whatsoever. But the history of protein spiking and undisclosed steroids makes this a brand that demands extreme caution. Number 4, GNC store brand protein. At number 4, GNC has the most extensive regulatory rap sheet of any supplement retailer in America. In 1984, the Department of Justice filed a criminal complaint against GNC for misbranding, and the company pled guilty. In 1994, the DOJ filed a 19-count complaint for violating 2 FTC consent orders, resulting in a $2.4 million consent decree. In 2013, the FDA seized DMAA supplements at GNC facilities after reports linked the products to fatalities. In 2015, the New York Attorney General tested GNC store-brand botanical supplements and found they failed to contain the herbs listed on the labels. That same year, Oregon's Attorney General sued GNC for knowingly selling supplements containing FDA-banned ingredients. Internal records showed a key GNC official knew one of those ingredients wasn't natural as far back as 2007. Then in 2016, GNC entered a non-prosecution agreement with the DOJ and paid $2.25 million for selling misbranded products. The company has been named in over 100 consumer lawsuits. No GNC-branded protein. Powders were specifically tested in the major independent studies, but when a company has a 4-decade history of criminal complaints, FDA seizures, and DOJ agreements, the idea of trusting their house brand protein powder is a gamble most informed consumers wouldn't take. Number 3, Vega Premium Sport. Claiming the number 3 spot, Vega Premium Sport protein in chocolate tested at 185% of Consumer Reports' lead concern level, approximately 0.9 micrograms of lead per serving, with cadmium levels just over the 4.1 microgram concern threshold. Cadmium is particularly concerning because it accumulates in the kidneys and liver over time with a biological half-life of 10 to 30 years, meaning your body can't flush it out quickly. But what makes Vega particularly concerning isn't just one bad test result, it's the pattern. The company has paid approximately $336,000 in total penalties across 2 separate Prop 65 settlements, one in 2013 and another in 2018, for selling products containing high levels of lead and cadmium without appropriate warnings. That's not a one-time mistake. That's a pattern spanning years. Vega admitted no wrongdoing in either case, but now operates under Prop 65 consent decrees. The company reportedly changed its pea protein sourcing from China to North America and renamed the tested product to Vega Protein Plus Recovery. But when Consumer Reports tested the reformulated product in 2025, and it still exceeded lead thresholds, renaming and reformulating clearly didn't solve the underlying problem. Number 2, Garden of Life Sport. Organic plant-based coming in at number 2, Garden of Life Sport Organic Plant-Based Protein in vanilla tested at 564% of Consumer Reports lead concern level, approximately 2.8 micrograms of lead per serving, with a concentration of 61 parts per billion. That's nearly 6 times the threshold. Consumer Reports recommends limiting consumption to once per week at most, and this is a pattern across plant-based proteins in general, not just Garden of Life. Plants absorb heavy metals from soil through the same root transport mechanisms they use to uptake essential minerals like calcium and iron. These transport proteins are non-selective, so they pull in lead, cadmium, and arsenic right alongside the nutrients. Clean Label Project found plant-based powders had 3 times more lead and 5 times more cadmium than whey. Consumer Reports found plant-based had 9 times more lead than dairy. Organic products actually tested worse on average, not because organic farming is inherently dirtier, but because organic supplements are predominantly plant-based. Garden of Life's response was that their products are safe for daily use, citing FDA, EPA, WHO, and EFSA guidance. The problem with that defense is that none of those agencies have established enforceable limits specifically for heavy metals and protein powders. There is no safe level of lead exposure according to both the EPA and FDA. What makes this especially frustrating is that Garden of Life's certified grass-fed whey in vanilla appeared on Clean Label Project's Clean 16 list with non-detectable levels of all 4 heavy metals. The same company, 2 completely different outcomes depending on the product line. The plant-based sport line is among the most contaminated products tested. The whey line is among the cleanest. If you're a Garden of Life customer, the product you choose matters enormously. Number 1, Muscle Milk. Taking the number 1 spot as the worst protein powder brand you can buy, Muscle Milk has been the poster child for contamination since Consumer Reports first tested it back in 2010. In that landmark investigation, Muscle Milk chocolate powder was the single worst performer. At 3 daily servings, it contained 13.5 micrograms of lead, exceeding the USP limit of 10 micrograms per day, 5.6 micrograms of cadmium, exceeding USP's 5 microgram daily limit, and 12.2 micrograms of arsenic, approaching the 15 microgram USP limit. A class action lawsuit was filed against Cytosport, Muscle Milk's manufacturer, alleging the products contained dangerous levels of arsenic, lead, and cadmium that weren't disclosed on labels, violating Proposition 65. The case settled in 2012. The National Advertising Division of the BBB also referred Muscle Milk's advertising claims to both the FTC and FDA for review. Fast forward to Consumer Reports' 2025 retest, and Muscle Milk Pro Advanced in Chocolate still scored 128% of the lead concern level. 15 years later, and the product still exceeds independent safety thresholds. Muscle Milk declined to comment. When a brand has been flagged as contaminated since 2010, faced lawsuits, received regulatory referrals, and still exceeds lead thresholds a decade and a half later, there's no excuse left. Muscle Milk has earned the number 1 spot on this list. And here's something important to understand about why so many of these worst offenders are plant-based products. It's not that plant-based protein is inherently bad. It's that plants absorb whatever heavy metals exist in the soil they grow in through the same transport mechanisms they use to uptake minerals like calcium and iron. Rice is particularly prone to arsenic because of flooded paddy growing conditions. Pea protein absorbs whatever metals exist in its growing soil. And the processing that concentrates the protein also concentrates the contaminants. Consumer Reports found plant-based products averaged 9 times more lead than dairy-based products. Clean Label Project found that organic products actually had 3 times more lead and 2 times more cadmium than non-organic products, because organic supplements are predominantly plant-based. The takeaway isn't to avoid plant-based protein entirely. It's to demand third-party heavy metal testing from any plant-based brand before you put it in your body. After exposing the contamination, the lawsuits, and the deception, here's the relief. These 5 brands deliver verified quality backed by independent lab testing, transparent sourcing, and certifications that actually mean something. Number 5. Now Sports Whey Protein Isolate. Starting our best list at number 5. Now Sports has been a family-owned and employee-owned company since 1968, with over 55 years of manufacturing experience. Their whey protein isolate carries Informed Sports certification, which means every single production run is tested for 285 WADA-banned substances by LGC, an independent testing laboratory. On top of that, products are blind sampled at retail locations up to 4 times per year to ensure what's on the shelf matches what was tested in the lab. Now has also developed proprietary screening for banned substances, steroids, diet drugs, and economic adulterants like melamine. The unflavored whey protein isolate has just 2 ingredients: micro-filtered whey protein, isolate, and sunflower lecithin at less than 1%. That's it. No sucralose, no acetylsulfame potassium, no artificial colors, no fillers. 25 grams of protein per serving. The company holds an NPA A-rated GMP certification and operates its own manufacturing facilities with in-house quality control, rather than outsourcing to contract manufacturers. For consumers who want a no-nonsense, independently tested protein with minimal ingredients, Now Sports sets the standard. Number 4, Levels Grass-Fed Whey. At number 4, Levels received the Clean Label Project Purity Award, which is CLP's highest certification for contaminant testing. The product uses grass-fed, hormone-free whey protein concentrate that's cold-processed, microfiltered, delivering 25 grams of protein per serving with 5.6 grams of naturally occurring BCAAs. The full ingredient list for the vanilla flavor reads: whey protein concentrate, vanilla extract, sunflower lecithin, sea salt, stevia leaf extract, and monk fruit extract. No added sugars, no artificial sweeteners, no fillers. Every lot is third-party tested. The only caveat is that Levels does not carry NSF Sport or Informed Sport certification, and its grass-fed claims lack independent verification from programs like Truly Grass-Fed. But for the everyday consumer who isn't a competitive athlete requiring sport-specific testing, the Clean Label Project Purity Award combined with full ingredient transparency makes Levels a trustworthy choice at a reasonable price point. It's also widely available on Amazon and through their direct website, making it accessible without having to hunt through specialty supplement stores. Number 3. Now let me tell you about Legion Athletics Whey Plus. Claiming the number 3 spot, Legion Athletics Whey Plus achieved a perfect 100 out of 100 score on Labdoor, making it the number 1 ranked protein powder in their entire database. Independent testing found all heavy metals including lead, arsenic, cadmium, and mercury below the limit of quantification. Lab results confirmed 22.5 grams of protein per serving versus the 22 grams claimed on the label, meaning it actually delivers slightly more protein than advertised. The whey isolate is sourced from small dairy farms in Ireland with Truly Grass-Fed certification, which means the cows maintain a 95% grass diet with 250 days on pasture, verified by independent inspectors. Every batch is tested at ISO 17025 accredited laboratories. The product is naturally sweetened with stevia, erythritol, and monk fruit. No artificial ingredients, no proprietary blends, and the company publishes full ingredient amounts so you know exactly what you're getting. When the number 1 independent testing lab in the supplement industry gives your product a perfect score, that's about as strong as the evidence gets. Number 2, Momentous Whey Protein Isolate. At number 2, Momentous carries NSF, Certified for Sport, which is widely considered the gold standard certification for athletic supplements. The program screens for 290 banned substances, confirms label accuracy, tests for contaminants, and audits manufacturing facilities. If a batch fails NSF standards, it does not ship. Period. Momentous is used by professional sports teams across the MLB, NFL, and NBA, as well as the U.S. military. It's also featured regularly on the Huberman Lab podcast. The whey isolate uses European dairy from cows raised without hormones, steroids, or RBST, and it's cold processed to preserve the protein's biological activity. It's naturally sweetened with monk fruit and stevia, with as few as 5 ingredients per formulation. In Consumer Reports 2025 testing, Momentous whey protein isolate in vanilla scored just 30% of the lead concern level. That's one of the lowest, cleanest readings in the entire study. For athletes, military personnel, or anyone who wants the most rigorously tested protein powder available, Momentous is as close to bulletproof as this industry gets. Number 1, Transparent Labs 100% grass-fed whey protein. Isolate, taking the top spot as the best protein powder you can buy. Transparent Labs carries dual informed choice and informed protein certification, meaning the product is independently tested for both banned substances and actual protein content verification, specifically screening for amino spiking. It earned an A+ rating on LabDoor. The company publishes certificates of analysis for every single lot directly on their website, so you can look up the exact batch you purchased and see the test results yourself. Barben's independent lab testing scored it in the top 10% of all protein supplements tested. The whey isolate is sourced from 100% grass-fed North American cows, with just 5 to 7 natural ingredients depending on the flavor. No artificial sweeteners, no artificial colors, no preservatives. 28 grams of protein per serving. Fortune named it the best protein powder overall for 2026. In Consumer Reports 2025 testing, Transparent Labs Mass Gainer scored 87% of the lead concern level, safely below the daily threshold. When a product carries dual third-party certifications, publishes every batch's lab results publicly, scores at the top of every independent ranking, and keeps its ingredient list shorter than most supplement labels' legal disclaimers, it earns the number 1 spot. This is what protein powder should be. There you have it. 12 brands hiding heavy metals, protein spiking, and contamination behind fitness marketing, plus 5 that actually prove protein powder can be made the right way. Before your next purchase, remember this. Choose whey over plant-based when purity matters most. Pick vanilla over chocolate since chocolate-flavored powders tested with up to 110 times more cadmium. And never trust a brand that doesn't carry independent third-party certification. If this changed how you think about your protein powder, hit that like button, drop a comment telling me which brand you want investigated next, and share this with anyone who takes a daily scoop without knowing what's really in it. Because for a lot of people watching this, that daily scoop has been adding up for years, and they deserve to know the truth about what they've been consuming. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss content protecting your health and exposing what the supplement industry doesn't want you to know. Thanks for watching. Until next time, read the label.